Welcome to the Chinese exhibit. We're so excited!
Let's begin the tour. So, do you guys know anything about the government of traditional China?
Ooh, I know! China was ruled under the mandate of heaven by an emperor. It was believed that the emperor was chosen by God to rule.
Yes, it was a well-accepted and popular idea among the Chinese, as it allows for the removal of incompetent rulers and also provides a reason for rulers to rule justly and well. However, nowadays people are more supportive of the communist ideals implemented by Mao Zedong.
Our family has a picture of Mao Zedong in our house.
And we are heavy followers of his views. We agree with his political outlook and the way he held authoritarian control over the nation. Yes, it's hard to overstate how much the Chinese people still revere Mao Zedong now. In the Chinese consciousness, he's something like George Washington and Thomas Jefferson, a founding father, war hero, stage leader, and political philosopher.
And now for religion. Confucianism has played an extremely important role in Chinese society and the bureaucracy. The scholar gentry elite class advocated Confucian philosophy, and the civil service examinations promoted this philosophy.
But in the contemporary era, Confucianism is not as significant to the Chinese. This is because it has been replaced by a more secular and modern outlook, as the majority in China now are either agnostic or atheist. Western influence has removed this traditional philosophy.
However, because of its existence since classical times and because of its huge impact on Chinese society, some Chinese still follow Confucius's ideals and philosophy. Here is an interview clip with some Confucian followers.
你好，你对孔子的想法是什么？
We learned a lot in schools and from our parents, so we all respected him greatly and we are proud of him.
I feel that Confucius is a god in my life. Confucius was thought to be the teacher of everyone, the teacher of emperor.
How interesting they still admire Confucius ever since the classical era until now.
Were there any social issues?
The West also helped remove the traditional practice of foot binding from Chinese society. The majority of women in China loved this. It gave them more freedom and symbolized their integrated role in society. Contemporary women now in China are very appreciative that this forced, painful practice on women has been removed.
Foot binding sounds very painful. I'm so glad that China today has abolished this type of practice.
Well, how did Chinese people think of the traditional arts today?
Work it, make it, do it, makes us harder, better, faster, stronger. That don't kill me.
While the traditional martial arts are still very appreciated and honored as it is the foundation to the modern martial arts today, this involvement stems directly from old forms such as Tai Chi. I think that Tai Chi is very important to the Chinese society. Many people use this age-old practice to release stress and anxiety.
Let's try some traditional Tai Chi moves. All right. Yeah. Okay, let's begin. Cloud hands. Through the mountain pass. Over the river. And back into the valley. And close. Woo! What a workout. Do you feel one with nature now?
Yeah, I see why Chinese people still do this in the contemporary era.
Now, what about interactions?
The West has not only impacted China in its increasing secularization of its philosophies, but has also impacted the country in global interactions and relations. Before the Opium War, China remained isolated. However, they were forced into being involved in the global network, even joining the World Trade Organization.
How do the Chinese think of this Western interaction now in the contemporary era?
Here is an interview clip.
Now some perspective on how the people and the government in the United States are viewed in China.
I think the problem is it might not suit China. So if it is such a good thing, maybe China would evolve, would have an evolution towards democracy on its own.
I think the most witty and tricky thing about American government or society is that they put personal liberty as the mainstream.
It's cute because the Americans tend to picture an American soldier on the street of Iraq and saving Iraq people from hell, and I think whenever there is a dictatorship, as someone would call it, the U.S. tend to think that it's their job to save those people, and they haven't realized that democracy is an absolute value in U.S., but it might be not that absolute in other countries.
Oh, I see in the contemporary era, some Chinese people still oppose American interaction, just like the time during the Opium War.
And this concludes the end of our tour.
And now an overview.
Basically, a general overview is that since China has been integrated into a more global network, more influences have been apparent in Chinese society. This caused many people to remain with traditional views and oppose these new changes. However, many are supportive of this assimilation of Western ideals. Still, no one can doubt that the old practices in China were a necessity to the modern China that exists today.